Also, we finally received a name of the Hollywood deep fake company that we can confirm Turning Point USA was meeting with following Charlie's tragic passing. We're going to show you what this company is capable of, and I'm going to allow you to draw your own conclusions. And lastly, the admission from Paramount Tactical, Gary Melton, that one of the children in Erika's Fort Huachuca alibi photo is not hers, is not a subtle admission.
For months, a lot of people brushed off the talk about Erika Kirk and the youth as pure internet noise, the kind that pops up and disappears. Then, online accounts started claiming DNA results were leaking, and around the same time, Erika reportedly went quiet, which only made the whispers louder. Once viewers started asking if Charlie ever knew the full truth about the youth, the whole marriage storyline suddenly felt heavier and more complicated. Some commenters now say Charlie's parents are keeping their distance from Erika and the youth, too. And that has people wondering what was really happening in private long before the public story started cracking. A lot of folks thought this saga had already hit the wall, but then Candace Owens dropped another podcast episode and the focus shifted fast. Instead of arguing vague rumors, people zoomed in on one specific piece, the Fort Huachuca alibi photo.
Notice about the woman that really stuck out to me was her eyes. And when I see someone with striking blue eyes like that, they stick out. And, some other pictures that came up with other people.
What other people?
If you want me to say, a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before. It was with that man.
Candace claimed Gary Melton from Paramount Tactical may have slipped up on air and suggested that one of the youth shown in that picture was not actually Erika's. He's doing his best, and once that clip started getting shared around, viewers say the timeline talk went from messy to straight chaos. At first, some people thought it was just a reach, like the internet doing what it always does.
And then I'll show you an up-close picture with the metadata that we have on the screen itself. Proof, she was with her kids at 8:33 a.m. Pacific time, which again, in September, Arizona's on Pacific time. Taking them for a walk. Apparently I wasn't supposed to share that. But anyways, point being is that's 8:33 a.m. It shows the date on that. Sorry, Andrew. I screwed that up, man. I was trying to run a podcast and do everything else.
But Candace allegedly pushed it further, saying the well-known family image used to support Erika's version of events might not even be authentic. That's the part setting comment sections on fire right now.
But again, it's proof of what's going on here. And I'm going to share the final screen, the final picture that shows the metadata for this, that she was indeed with the kids. I keep hitting the wrong button. You guys can see that. It says right at the top, September 9th, 8:33 a.m. Case closed. Case closed.
He's doing his best.
Because critics don't see that photo as harmless family content. They argue it was used to back up an alibi while questions were already swirling for months. And if the image was edited, staged, or manipulated like some are claiming, then the big question gets uglier real quick. If the story was solid from day one, why would anyone allegedly need a fake photo? That's when the deepfake chatter took over the whole thing jumped into a different lane. Candace Owens also alleged that a Hollywood AI company, VFX, Los Angeles, reached out to Turning Point USA not long after Charlie's passing, and people online are reading all kinds of motives into that timing.
Also, we finally received a name of the Hollywood deep fake company that we can confirm Turning Point USA was meeting with following Charlie's tragic passing. We're going to show you what this company is capable of, and I'm going to allow you to draw your own conclusions. And lastly, the admission from Paramount Tactical, Gary Melton, that one of the children in Erika's Fort Huachuca alibi photo is not hers, is not a subtle admission.
Candace then reportedly laid out examples of what that company's tech can do. And once people saw the kind of real-looking stuff it could create, the whole internet switched modes. Suddenly, viewers weren't just watching clips anymore. They were rechecking older photos, rewatching old videos, and rejudging timelines like they missed something the first time. Not because everyone now thinks every image online is fake, but because critics started saying Erika's public story might have been way more controlled than people originally assumed. The vibe shifted from messy gossip to wait, was this planned?
Marcus Wada, alleged former arms dealer, he's already actually incorporating AI voices into their presentations. We're going out to donors. They're using a voiceover to narrate presentations. Well, today we can confirm to you that for a reason that is not yet known, after Charlie's and maybe even before Charlie.
And that's exactly why it spread so fast. And that's also why older controversies came sliding back into the spotlight, especially the DNA rumors. For months, people had been asking whether Charlie ever had private doubts about the youth.
But definitively after, Marcus was meeting with and communicating with Hollywood AI deep fake companies. Okay, they specialize in creating deep fakes. Now, maybe if this was a conservative company that specialized in making videos, you might go, okay, you know, back when Daily Wire was saying they were going to explode into Hollywood, that might make sense. But why Turning Point USA? I'm going to give you the name of the company. It's VFXLA.
At first, most viewers treated that talk like nasty internet speculation, the kind of stuff you ignore. But once alleged DNA results started circulating online, people began rereading everything with a different mindset. And Erika's silence became the main thing people couldn't stop staring at.
Okay, VFX Los Angeles. These guys were brought into Turning Point USA. Like I said, we can confirm they met with Marcus Wada. I can't confirm that they created any content for him. But I would like to show you on their website what they say they specialize in. Let's just click around, right? Here we go. It tells us here they do voice cloning. Yet another example of our AI capabilities is the recreation of a specific voice cloning.
Yet another example of our AI capabilities is the recreation of a specific voice cloning. According to critics online, this is one of the first major moments where Erika hasn't come out swinging. No detailed explanation, no emotional denial, no loud "this is a lie" campaign. And after the alibi photo drama, that quiet started sounding even louder to viewers because they believe the pressure changed when the conversation moved from rumors to alleged evidence.
Why was Victor Marx the first documented public person to do a video announcing that Charlie had passed? Long before the President of the United States or anybody else. Who was it that told him that Charlie was dead? Right? We may or may not get a solid answer to that, but it certainly registers to me as odd. Also, when and how did he get so close to Erika? Dr. Kirk. So close, in fact, that he was in her immediate circle of comfort after her husband was in front of the entire world. As soon as she flew back home to Arizona, he was there to offer her a hug in her home.
That's why Candace Owens being involved matters so much to people right now, because in their eyes, she's not just recycling gossip. She's allegedly lining up a bunch of odd details and presenting it like one bigger pattern. The AI company, the allegedly manipulated image, the Colorado connections, Victor Marx, and the Hornet's Nest critics say got kicked up the moment certain questions were asked.
Right at her personal space. And I have since learned that at some point, Charlie and Victor Marx had a real falling out. The reason why, I'm not sure. But it was apparently bad enough, according to insiders at Turning Point USA, that Charlie and Victor actually stopped following one another on social media for a period of time. So I'll ask rhetorically, when and why and how did Erika remain or become so close to Victor Marx?
Even the online distractions started getting pulled into the story. According to Candace, big internet moments and political blow-ups that popped off around the same time might not have been random at all. And the second she framed it like that, viewers started going deeper down the rabbit hole, connecting dots, comparing dates, and replaying that Gary Milton alleged slip-up like. At first, people were side-eyeing Erika's relationships. Now the talk has shifted to something way heavier, whether the proof around the timeline can even be trusted anymore. And once that switch flipped, internet users instantly dragged old names back into the spotlight, especially Andrew Calvert.
Tell Erika that.
Yeah.
Erika is very shrewd. She's very smart. There's a great story. I can't really tell you who this was, but it was a very important person. And it happened within hours of the news. And the call goes in. She takes it because it was a very important person. And the question was to her, okay, so just as a starting point, like, what do you know? And she was like, I know everything. And I was like, that's amazing.
In online speculation circles, people say Andrew's behavior after Charlie's passing has never fully added up, not if you're paying close attention. Viewers noticed how publicly close he stayed to Erika, even while other people around Turning Point USA allegedly faded out of sight. They also keep bringing up how Andrew allegedly defended Erika during earlier waves of timeline drama and public speculation. None of that has been confirmed publicly, but the pattern is what people keep arguing about online. Then the Fort Huachuca photo controversy hit, and suddenly people weren't just debating the story. They were rechecking every detail tied to Charlie's final days from the ground up.
Handsome.
You look gorgeous. Are you fixing my... I got a little bacon. Baby, that's deep in there. Give them a cleavage. People want cleavage. Showcase it.
Sells, babe.
Sells. That's me.
That's against our religion.
It's not within the confines of marriage.
That's where the mood got darker in comment sections, because critics started saying this might not just be about adultery or secret relationships anymore. They think it's about narrative control. And once that idea took over, the Cabot Phillips rumors started circulating again, too. When the DNA discussions got louder, internet users went right back to old relationships and overlapping timelines inside conservative media circles. Old tweets resurfaced. Photos popped back up. Connections that used to look random suddenly looked like they mattered. And people started asking whether Charlie may have suspected betrayal in private long before the public ever caught on. That theory got even louder once rumors spread that Charlie allegedly made changes to his will before he passed, because online critics immediately tied those rumors to everything else they've been arguing about: the cheating chatter, the DNA speculation, and the growing pressure around Erika's public image. And now, to a lot of viewers, the emotional core of this whole situation is one thing they can't shake: the rumors about Charlie's parents allegedly pulling away, too.
Yo, whose kids are these? Whose kids are these? Erika Kirk provided this as proof of where she was.
People tend to believe grandparents protect the family, no matter what. So when talk started spreading that Charlie's parents were distancing themselves after the DNA controversy blew up, a lot of viewers took that as a serious signal. In their minds, it suggests something bigger might have happened privately behind the scenes, especially now that the Fort Huachuca photo itself is getting questioned all over again. That's exactly why Erika's silence keeps looking bigger every single day, because critics online think every unanswered question is stacking up like a messy tower that's about to tip over. The fake family photo, the deepfake AI company, the DNA rumors, timeline inconsistencies, Andrew's role, resurfaced relationships, the alleged will changes, and the growing tension with the family. At a certain point, viewers stop treating these as separate scandals. They start seeing them as puzzle pieces that keep snapping together into one larger story that looks like it's unraveling right in front of everybody. And that's why this wave of controversy feels different from everything that came before, because people are no longer just debating whether Erika twisted parts of her past. Now critics are questioning whether the entire public version of events around Charlie's final chapter was more controlled than anyone realized back then. One online user said, "The AI thing sounds really suspicious when you think about how Erika and Andrew made a big deal about having thousands of hours of video of Charlie that has never been viewed by the public. This was only days after Charlie was unalived." Another wrote, "There is nothing worse than putting words in a person's mouth who can't defend themselves. That is evil, yet this user was blunt. Charlie was Turning Point USA. It passed when he did." And with that kind of talk spreading, the questions keep getting sharper. Was the Fort Huachuca alibi photo actually manipulated? Why would a fake image be tied to such an important timeline? Did Charlie privately suspect more than people realized before his passing? And if these accusations are completely false, why does it feel like every new detail only brings more silence instead of clear answers? Because right now, the deeper people dig into this, the less it feels like basic internet gossip. To a lot of viewers, it starts looking like a carefully managed narrative that's finally cracking under the weight of contradictions, resurfaced receipts, and questions that nobody in Charlie's circle seems eager to address head-on. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe to the Fame Spot channel, share this video with a friend, and we'll see you in the next one.